Hi, Jackie Van Ruler here, and in today's video I'm going to show you some points you can work on your face or your child's face if they have enlarged tonsils and adenoids. If you're not already subscribed to my Instagram channel, make sure you do that because I do post these, let me get it out of the glare, these face maps for you to use on my Instagram channel. So you can just take a screenshot of that and have that at your fingertips anytime you want to do these videos. This one is one I've been asked about a lot because of a lot of people that are experiencing enlarged tonsils and adenoids. And in fact, I just worked with a client who is having her tonsils and adenoids removed. And so I did request that her mom bring her in prior to her surgery just to get her body into good shape before her surgery. She did notice an extreme change in how she was able to breathe, particularly through her nose. And so I would have loved to have worked with her for a few months prior to the surgery to see if we could have gotten a big enough improvement that she wouldn't have had to have it in the first place. So if you have a child or you yourself are experiencing enlarged tonsils and adenoids, then this is a great protocol for you to do. I'm going to use the magic wand as always. You can purchase this through my website. Just reach out to me on a contact form and then I'll send you an invoice for that. I'm also going to use these SalonPas pain relieving patches. If you want to use these, you want to use the ones that do not contain lidocaine. And I would not use these the very first time you do this protocol. So I would do it first without the patches, and then I would add a couple of patches the first time you do it just to make sure you don't have a reaction to it. If you're having issues with tonsils and adenoids, those are part of your immune system and part of your lymphatic system. And you likely are more likely to have allergies to things than other people are. So you want to make sure that it's not going to cause a reaction first. So don't start off by using a ton of them. Just use one or two. With the SalonPas patches, what I do is I pull out, this is going to be harder than I thought, pull out a sheet of it. They're about this big. And then I'm just going to use scissors to cut them into small strips. So they have this green backing on them. I'll cut them up like that. And then just cut a little small square, and you can just put them on the points that you feel the most lumpiness, bumpiness, or stagnation. I'm just going to cut a few of these here and I'll show you how to use them. So we'll start with the point right in here. And this is your third eye point. It's point 106. It has to do with producing melatonin, using your intuition, and your connection to God. Moving down a little bit, we have this point here, which has to do with your power center. And it is about regulating your hormones and neurotransmitters and stress response. If you have enlarged tonsils and adenoids, you probably have an off-kilter stress response where your body is sending out too many stress signals. Coming down here right between the eyes, this is a point for the mouth. This helps to reduce inflammation and swelling in the mouth. And then we're going to come right to the side here. And this is a specific point for the throat and the tonsils and the thyroid. You're probably going to see a lot of puffiness and irritation here. You might see some bumpiness, lumpiness, things like that. So this is probably going to be a very good point that you can put one of the SalonPas patches. But again, please don't use it the first time that you do this on somebody. Wait till the second time. And notice that this is right close to the eyes as well. So put it a little bit closer to the nose than the eyes, just so that menthol and camphor in these patches are not going to irritate the eyes. If they do irritate the eyes, just take them off. Once you put these patches on, you'll want to keep them on for about an hour if possible, but again, if they are irritating, just take them off. Okay. Then we're going to continue to work down the nose a little bit further to where your glasses would sit. This point here has to do with your diaphragm and accessing deeper breathing. So notice that when you work this point, you're going to feel an urge to take a deep breath. That is a good thing. And then you're going to come down to right in front of this nasal bone in front of the nose. This is a spot that opens up the nasal passageways, so allowing you to breathe through your nose. One of the major problems that people with enlarged tonsils and adenoids have is that they become mouth breathers. they snore and things like that because there's so much irritation within the nose, within the tonsils and the back of the throat that they can't breathe through their nose. So this is a great point that you're going to work on a regular basis. Just going up and down that front side of the nasal bone, coming under the cheekbones and going all the way up to where the ear, top of the ear meets the face. Those 2 points together are going to open up those nasal passageways and also encourage deeper breathing. Deeper breathing is going to decrease inflammation because breathing moves the lymphatic system. I would additionally put stickers on that area here and here. And that will help to keep those nasal passageways open longer. Also, once you've done this a few times, you can use these stickers, the SalonPas, before you go to bed at night. Working that other side. Additionally, like when you're feeling your nasal passageways becoming inflamed, you can also just hold this with your pinky and your thumb, and that will help to clear that out as well if you don't have your magic wand with you. And I can even feel it just as I'm doing this up and down motion. I can feel those nasal passageways clearing out. So it is very quick relief. And then coming up to where that ear meets the face. Need to cut out a couple more stickers and then I'll put stickers on those as well. I am noticing that this one is feeling a little bit irritating on my eye. Not super bad. Excuse me. Give me a little tickle in my throat there. So I can feel that things are moving. A lot of times you will get some coughing as fluid is moving, as inflammation is clearing out. So that's not a bad sign. Sometimes you'll just get that extra cough, and that is just helping to clear out that inflammation. Okay, putting that there. Now I want to come to this area right underneath the nasal passageways, right underneath the nostrils. And this is an area that heats up the body, and that helps to decrease infections. So a lot of times the tonsils and adenoids will get inflamed because they are trying to fight infections. You may find that you are more prone to infections too, because that is an imbalance within your immune system and lymphatics. Okay, then we're going to come halfway between the nose and the mouth, right in the smile line. Right in here, this is a point for stimulating and activating the immune system and helping to balance it. Oftentimes, that inflammation in the tonsils and adenoids is because your body's overproducing an immune response. And so this just helps to balance it out so that's not overactive. It can be just normally active. So this might be another spot that you put some stickers on if it feels really stuck or tight in there. And oftentimes you'll really feel it on one side more than the other. Next area we're going to do is on the left side of the face, and this is going to be the points for the spleen and the stomach. The spleen is the largest lymph node of your body, so it does activate and work together with all the other lymph tissue of your body. And then the stomach is really important in any sort of allergy response because your stomach produces stomach acid. If you don't have enough stomach acid, it will actually cause an immune response within your system. So you want to have plenty of stomach acid. One of the ways that you can produce more stomach acid is by eating more meat, and particularly meat from ruminant animals, cows, sheep, goats, elk, deer, things like that, because those contain absolutely no allergens. So if you find that you are allergic to different types of food or certain foods cause a reaction within your tonsils or adenoids, then try and eat a diet that's much higher in meat and much lower in plant products for a little while, and then you can start adding things back and see what you have reactions to. But that is a great way to decrease inflammation within your body, is to do an elimination diet like that. But the stomach and the spleen points are going to be stomach here, spleen here on the left side. So in line with the bottom of the nose, directly over the smile line over here is going to be the stomach. Great point for increasing that stomach acid, decreasing allergies, and decreasing phlegm and nasal secretions as well. And then coming up in here, we have the spleen point, which is the largest lymph node of the body, and it's going to work together with all of the other lymph nodes in your body as well. I'm not going to put patches on each one of these points because you don't need to do on every one, just do the ones that you feel the most. But if you feel like the stomach or the spleen is really active or really stuck, go ahead and put a patch on that as well. And then we're going to finish up by working this area in front of the ears. So this area in here is a major lymphatic drainage passageway, and it also activates the ear, nose, and throat. So anytime that you have enlarged tonsils and adenoids, you're more likely to have ear infections and things like that. And so this is going to help with reducing ear infections. And then there's another throat, tonsil, and thyroid point right here at the bottom of the ear as well. I'm going to go ahead and take these patches off for now to finish this up, but if I were you, I'd put them on after doing the ears, or you can take them off and put them back on. But working up and down this passageway right in front of the ear, notice I'm doing some up and down motions, really trying to open this up. As I'm doing this, I feel myself swallowing. That is a good sign that lymph is moving. And then come up and around the backside of the ear. Your tonsils, their function in your body is to take the food that you eat and take little bits of it and test it and see if your body needs to make antibodies for it. So it doesn't need to make immune white blood cells that are going to attack it. So when your tonsils are inflamed, you might find that you're making more of these white blood cells to attack the things that you're eating in your body, and this is going to happen if you have more allergies and things like that. So as you're working these points, you're also helping your body to have a more stabilized immune response. And the one thing I would highly recommend if you have enlarged tonsils and adenoids is avoiding any sort of vaccines, injections while this is happening, because it can cause an increase in that abnormal immune response. So your body's reacting to that and making this huge immune response to it. So if you already are having some issues with allergies or increased phlegm, increased irritation, increased inflammation of your tonsils and adenoids, that's something I would avoid until that is much better, and then I would still do some research on that and discover and figure out which ones are worth getting and which ones are not. But that's all we're going to do. Please do this several times a day if you're having some issues. I'm going to take these off right now. But you do want to keep them on for about an hour, or have the person that you're working on or yourself sleep in them as well. This is also going to be a great protocol to do for snoring, for sinus congestion, and things like that. So let me know how it felt. Let me know if you felt you were able to breathe through your nose more easily, if you felt some swallowing. Those are all excellent signs that we're getting some good lymph drainage and a decrease in inflammation. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my Mind Body Beauty Institute website if you're interested in learning facial reflexology. I have several classes coming up for the summer, and I would love to see you in one of them. Have a great day.